So okay, at this moment in time, what I want you to do is think of something that's going on in your life that you need an answer for. Oh my God, I love this. So bring something to mind. Just work with me on this. If you don't have something, write something, just try. If you need to know an answer. So all of you sort of have a thought that you need the answer to. Have a question. And you close your eyes. And I want you to sit there at first, and I just want you to tune into your body and just work with what your body's feeling right now. So how it's feeling, just doing a check-in, like a mindfulness, just checking in for your body. So you're just going to scan all the way through your body, from the top of your head, almost like a white light coming all the way down through your whole body, just checking in, seeing how your head's feeling, coming down through the body. Acknowledge any aches or pains if you have any. If you're tired, just acknowledge that. Just bring it all in. Good, lovely. So you're aware of how you're feeling. That's all I want you to do. And then just want you to just to feel into your environment around you, sort of being aware of any sounds outside of your body, cold or warm, or any other sounds, ticking of a clock, whatever it is. A bird singing outside, whatever it is. Just tune into it, just a moment. Good. And now with the question, bring the question to your mind, as in if you want to know the answer to something. It might be about a job, or it might be about where to move to, or it might be about a colleague, it might be about a family member. Bring the question to mind. Any question. Just ask that question. Allow your mind to answer it for you. Be aware of how it makes your body feel when you bring up that answer. Good. And now I want you to tune into your body. Ask your heart center. Go to your heart. Because as we know, sometimes our heart says something totally different from our head. Go to the heart. And the heart doesn't answer or ask questions in the sense of you can't afford it, you can't do this, you can't do that. Ask what your heart, what it's the answer to the question. Really feel it in your heart. So almost feeling expanding out of your rib cage and listening to you and just giving you the answer, or feeling or hearing or whatever it is, or a knowing. And then just coming down slightly from the heart, so the stomach area, so that gut feeling. See if there's a difference in your gut feeling, intuition. What's it telling you? Not thinking, you've dropped out of your mind, coming down, going straight down to the gut feeling. What's the answer there to that question? See if you feel it. It might feel like a flutter in the stomach or a feeling of sickness. Whatever it is, just feel it. And then once you have it there, then I want you to come all the way up. And when I say your higher self, almost as if it's a strobe of light coming up through your body, up through your gut, up through your heart, up through your throat chakra, your throat energy center. Almost as if you see that strobe of white light coming up through your face, through your third eye, on your forehead, and sending it up now for the top of your head, like a crown chakra that opens all the way up like a satellite dish, like that Wi-Fi, how you connect. And your higher self is higher and higher, going all the way up, almost as if it feels as if you're rolling your eyes in the back of your head. And ask your higher self all the way up, stretching higher. Ask your higher self. Ask whatever it is that you need to know, the answer to your question. And whatever pops in, emotions, feelings or thought, you're going up to the very top, to your Akashic records, your higher self, part of your soul, that soul connection. See what that answer could be. And then while you're there, I want you now to ask your guides, and your guides can be your loved ones who've passed over. They could be your guides that were with you before you were born. And guides can feel like an energy that come behind you or to the side of you. And again, it's a different sensation. Pick up any feelings, awareness, any sounds, and ask them the question again and see what differences you get. Just tuning in, allowing whatever comes in to come by. Just tuning yourself in. You have all these tools around you. This is not a battle for you on your own. These are your cheerleaders. And once you've acknowledged all the differences of what's happened, all the answers, and come back into your space, and bring those replies back to your space. You have just these basic tools that you can learn, that you bring everything in, your guides, your higher self, everything into your space. When you're ready, open your eyes, bring yourself back to this space. Come back, good. Just be aware of the information you've received. And at this time, as they just said to me, you have this time now. This is the time where you're going to be awakening even more. You're going to be using your gifts. This is a time of expansion. This is a time of you exploring. This is your time to practice these gifts. And every time you have to make up your mind about something, bring those gifts in, those tools. Ask for the help. Ask for help from your guides, your higher self, your loved ones, your heart, your gut feelings, and then see there should be a slight difference from how your subconscious mind will think of something, from tossing and turning all the practical sides over to what your heart and your gut feeling feels like. Okay. Did anyone, you can unmute yourself, did anyone feel any differences in that? Did anyone feel there was a real difference from what your mind was thinking to what your heart said, to your guides? Was anyone aware of that at all? Anyone want to share that at all?
I mean, I found the experience from my heart very strong. Not so much with, I find it difficult to reach the higher self.
Okay.
I'm not quite there with that.
That's
okay. The whole concept of a higher self.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with it, so I just have to be working on that.
Yeah. And it's through workshops, by working with your higher self, through meditation, about working with your higher self. This is all techniques to learn and tools. That's all it is. Yeah. And it's just practice and practice. There's going to be loads of people that haven't tried that before, but it's literally energy download recently about helping others to connect to the higher self. But you can feel the difference from your mind thinking about the answer and then your heart says something else. Is that correct?
Yes. Well, I didn't get much from the higher self.
Okay.
But I tend to work from that gut feeling, from the heart. So I'm kind of used to doing that. Good. But I really want to develop the other ways too.
I'm going to run some more workshops shortly, and we'll look at connecting to your higher self. So that will make it easier for you, and you'll be able to do that because it's like a tool that we all need to learn. So it'd be a good idea. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you.
Can I just say on that, when I first discovered my higher self, I had a brilliant mentor teacher, and she used to get me to write down the question that I had, and then just start writing, and it would just flow. The answer would just sort of come, and it seemed really obvious while I was writing it, and then I'd read it back and go, "Oh my God, where's that come from?"
Yeah, it's the automatic writing, which is absolutely brilliant. I love it. When I'm writing up about a workshop or a course, and I ask. The automatic writing is absolutely fabulous. That's really good because it just comes straight in. I love it.
It works really well. Yeah. If you're just beginning to connect with your higher self, it's a really good way I found of strengthening that connection.
It's a good idea. There are a number of different techniques, but that is a really good one that I use that sometimes just when they give me a download and I do the automatic writing, just put the pen in your hand and just allow it, whatever, to come through. And then I look back and I think, God, my handwriting's so different. This doesn't look like my handwriting, and I can just about read it sometimes. And now, as some of you are aware, that I've got these massive whiteboards right across the whole of the length of my bedroom. So if I wake up 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and I've got a download, I'm like, scribble, 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 and I wake up and I'm like, yeah, that wasn't a dream, that was true. I had that information, and it's brilliant because you don't get in the way. And that, again, in itself, though, is automatic writing. It's very much about not getting in your way and judging that as well. So that's a practice, by just allowing whatever comes out and the flow of it just to come out, which is brilliant. And you know, I'm the worst person to do automatic writing, being dyslexic, the worst, you know, with the letters back to front. I'm like, well, I don't care, I've got a rough idea what it means. And that's how I've had my guides come in as well, who've helped me. Joseph, who's one of my guides, he came in when I was disciple. He was writing, and I was writing on my board, and literally he said his name, he said his reason why he's here to teach, and he came right the way through, and it was all over the board. And I woke up in the morning and I was like, what am I writing about CVs for? And I could see like how, you know, my guide has come in and he's here to help me when I do the teaching. So yes, you're right, automatic writing is fabulous. It's a great way of really tuning in and allowing yourself to allow yourself to go with it, because it's just a step back from that subconscious mind and just sort of say, come on guys, you know, whatever. Okay, thank you for that.
No, I was going to say that it's really funny when you did say about an issue or a problem, because all day I've had this question going around in my head. So when you said that, I thought, oh my God, this is brilliant. So and I've been struggling with it all day, thinking about it. And then when I kind of slowed down and centered myself, it just made me feel so calm that I just thought the answer was, do you need it? And that was it.
Yeah. And
I just felt so centered.
Yeah. And that's the thing, and that's what they're saying right now. It's very much about being centered is your lower chakras. It's really at this moment about working with those lower chakras, because it is about yourself, that they represent yourself, represent where, you know, your home life. It represents any insecurities that you might have, insecurities about how you feel about yourself individually, where you're moving to, you know, in your life. Not literally, we don't mean everyone's moving and getting a property somewhere else, but it's about how you feel comfortable in your surroundings around you. And also, you know, okay, thank you, they just said, and it makes sense. You know, I've gone through bereavement at the moment, and also the rest of the family. But if you think of the whole world at the moment, where there's a lot of bereavement, there's a lot of unrest going on, there's a lot that going on, it's going to be knocking people out in the sense of their energy, their, you know, who they belong to, where do they belong in the world, where do they belong to themselves, who are they, their identity. That's a big one I just heard. Identity of who you are is going to be coming up for lots of people. So by doing this simple practice, by doing a simple exercise about being aware of, to balance yourself, to ground yourself, to balance yourself, then it makes it easier to then get the directions of where you need to be, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and that's the most important thing at the moment, is to keep yourself grounded, to have your balance. Okay, they just sort of said to me, if you think of your feet, your balance, and if you think of your pelvis, and that's those lower chakras, and to keep that balance, and it's the gateway of you know, if you think of the base chakra, the bottom of the spine, and if you think of where it is down there, and then the sacral in the hips and the pelvis, it's very much about having that balance. If you're not having that balance, you're going to be falling all over the place, and you won't have that in your life. That means there's a lot of uncertainty. But having that balance, I keep saying it, by balancing out your life, work life, I got it, okay, work-life balance of who you are as well, knowing your identity, really allowing yourself to tune into you, what it is your needs. Thank you, they just said, your needs as a human being, and each of those needs are going to be very different for those human beings. Each of us have different needs, what we want in our lives right now, and it's really important about obtaining what you need right now for you to move forward, because that's what's happening right now. Is people's identity is about who you are and where you want to move forward to, if that makes sense. And fear, through fear, you're hiding, you're not going to expand, you're not going to be able to grow. So this is not the time for, I think they just said, this is not the time for burying your head in the sand by saying, please go away, I'll deal with you later. This is the time to actually be dealing with it right now. You've got the energies behind you right now, planetary and everything else behind you, sweeping you forward to actually sort out what's going on for you in your life. That's what's happening right now.